She's got ribbons and paper, a cauldron of glue. With every creation, she's spooking the crew. The black cats purr and the witches all cheer for the magic she spins this time of year. Oh, Indiana Jones, you're the talk of the night, with your Halloween craft shining so bright. Bats and spiders and a ghostly delight. Indiana Jones keeps the season just right.
Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to my channel, Crafting with me, Indiana Jones, and welcome to a Can't Sleep Creations collaboration free-for-all that I am co-hosting with my sweet friends Monica of Up All Night DIY, Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, and Jody at Southern Seasons. We came together to gather up all of our night owls that love to craft deep into the evening, as did I, but because I am obsessed. Now, I'm usually not obsessed with items, but this stained glass witch's hat, which is from Cracker Barrel, but is never available, and besides, it's usually over $200. I'm obsessed with it. So I decided to see if I can create a much less expensive version for myself, and you can make one too now. Now, first things first, I had this in my stash. This candelabra, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a candle holder. I guess a pillar candle holder. And I'm just gonna make it spooky by painting it black. I didn't have to go to the store. I didn't have to go anywhere, but clean my craft room, and voila, there you have it. Just exactly what I needed, the exact size, and all I have to do is change the color. Now, I do touch it up with a little bit of my color shift paints. I was going to do gold, but I decided to do purple. And yeah, there I have my stand ready to go for my faux stained glass lamp. Now, these chopping mats from the Dollar Tree I buy in bundles. I keep them around all the time. So another item that I didn't have to go out and buy, I already had. And here, all I am doing is, first of all, I cut out a pattern of the witch hat. And now I'm just trying to delineate the different segments of the hat. And to make it really stand out, I wanted it to look like there were pieces of stained glass put together. So I am just folding and crimping this plastic chopping mat. Very easy to do. You don't have to add heat or anything. This is I think I found the simplest, easiest way to make a faux stained glass witch's hat. I'm gonna admit, it's not the prettiest. It's cute, not the prettiest, but I now have the skills, the know-how, and the gumption to make another one. So I might make myself another one. I might make several. You guys know how much I love witches' hats. Why haven't I made one for myself to wear? Well, there's the question, which there may be an answer coming someday soon, but I wanted to test it out first. You could actually wear this one. It's a little small, but strap on a little headband, and voila, once again, you can have a stained glass witch's hat. So now you see that it's all been segmented. The next thing, and I think the only thing I went to buy at the store, was black hot glue. They have it at Hobby Lobby. They just have it for the smaller glue guns, which I've been using lately because it's easier on my hands. Surebonder. Gosh, I haven't said that in a while. But yeah, all you have to do is empty out the clear glue and place in your black glue. And you just start making like the lead, I guess, what is that called? The lead that you see in the stained glass. This is it. It's faux lead. You can also use their stained glass paints and gallery glass simulated lead liquid, but you honestly don't need it. If you want to, you can use it. This is from Plaid as well. I am impatient. I didn't have much time. I had one night to do this, people. I'm not kidding you when we say late night creations. We're not kidding about it. We are up all night working on these because, busy lives. But I enjoy it. Actually, no, I started this early in the morning, and I really enjoyed making this. That's why I keep saying I would be very happy to make it again. I just wish I could find a place that sells bigger mats so I wouldn't have to piece things together, because the brim, I would have to piece it together. But yeah, there you go. It's very easy to do. You get a lot of little black spider webs, and I just try to rub it off, just get them off. And then I'm just segmenting, just adding more of the lead, because that's where I'm going to put the colors. Now, I could have done it all one color. I could have made it look exactly like the Cracker Barrel, but why would I do that? I don't want to do that. I want to make my own. So I decided I was going to use purple and orange and like a black green color and white. But again, like I said before, now that I know how to do this, imagine that I can make this like really cool designs on the witch hat. It doesn't have to be just these straight lines. Besides, look at this. It looks so cute. This could also be a spider web. So even if you don't want to have the witch's hat, you can make a spider web like this just out of the plastic mat, and using the black glue. Look at that. You could just make little spiders and stuff out of the glue as well. So many things you can do. And you know what I say? Why buy it off the shelf when you can just make it yourself? And look how happy you'll be. I was very happy doing this. I'm also using this little paintbrush. It was a stiff paintbrush, and I was trying to get, my goodness, this thing. I don't know if it's because it's in black, but I hadn't noticed how many little like spider web stringies are left behind. So here are all the paints I'm using. I'm using metallic and pearlized paints from Folk Art, as well as Color Shift and Dragonfly paints from Folk Art. And yes, I had this all in my stash already. As you know, I am a plaid affiliate or ambassador, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm using this light purple. It's late, people. I am doing the voiceovers late, that's for sure. But I'm using this light purple, and then I thought it was too light, so because I had mixed it with the white pearl, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to do the straight purple color. Because my biggest worry and fear was, if I use dark colors, would you see the light through it? And you can. And that's one of the things I want to do next time. And this is my suggestion to you if you do this. Get little squeeze bottles. Don't use a brush, because you can see the brush strokes. And for this experiment, that's fine. Like I said, I'm going to do this again, and it'll be with more time, God willing. And I'll try to do it without the paintbrush so that I won't have brush strokes. All I needed to do was use one of those little paint dispensers that you can, they're like little bottles with little nozzle tip, plastic bottles you can fill them in. And that would have made it perfect. But you know what? It still looks great. I'm really happy. I kind of like the brush strokes. Doesn't look bad. It just looks like somebody painted the glass. Truly, when you see it from far away, it does look like stained glass. It's amazing. And because of the pearlized colors, as you can see, and the color shift, it really gives it that look of glass. And that's why I'm saying you have to use something pearlized. I wouldn't use gloss, simply because I don't know if the gloss paint will stay on the plastic. Another note that I have to make is that I used the rougher side of the chopping mat plastic. There's one that's slick, one that's a little rougher, and the rougher side seems to hold the paint much better. The other suggestion I would give you, if you want it, is I would put the lead lining, you know, those lines, or with the black glue stick, I would put that on one side, on the rough side, or on the slick side. I can't remember which one. Yeah, the rough side holds the paint better. But if you do it on the rough side and then put the lines on the slick side, it just looks better. It looks more like stained glass, because you really can't see the brush strokes. But regardless, look at it. Look how cute it looks. I'm happy. I like it. I like the purple colors and all that stuff. I don't usually use purple. And that's why it's like, oh, you know what? I want to use purple. You know, because a lot of people use purple in their Halloween decor, and I like it. So here is the brim of the hat. Once again, I measured it out. I've used another one of those Dollar Tree mats. Dollar Tree mats, people. I didn't spend more than what, $3? No, there's still $1.25. So it's $2.50 for the mats, because I would suggest getting 2 packs. If this is your first time, well, I didn't even spend it because I had it in my stash. What am I talking about? I spent $2.99 on the glue. I had all the paints. I had the fairy lights and the tea lights that I'm going to use inside. So honestly, the only thing I spent money on was the black glue, which I am now going to keep in my stash. I'm going to buy more of it simply because I think it's very useful. I did not realize there was black. I did. I just didn't know when I would ever use it. And now I think I'm going to use it for many more things, especially for Halloween. Oh my goodness. Love this. So here I am again making the segments in the faux leaded glue stick or glue gun, hot glue, whatever you want to call it. And it was very relaxing. I have to tell you, it was very, very relaxing. So have you seen the Cracker Barrel witch hat? Let me know. Have you seen it? Would you spend the money on it? Is this a better alternative? Would you make one yourself? The cool thing about it is you can make this as big or as small as you want. I made this a table lamp. I could make it bigger. Again, if I find larger mats, plastic mats, I'm sure there's somewhere I can find them. If not, you can always glue the mats together and then cut out your patterns. Same exercise. This is the same thing. I don't want to bore you, but I am painting everything. As you can see, I'm laying the paint on thick because I didn't want to overbrush it. I did use at least 2 to 3 coats of paint depending on the color. For example, white, I think I used at least 3, if not 4 coats of the white, simply so you would see it as opaque. Because it was pearl, it was very hard to see sometimes. And there you go. I like this. I really do. I hope you like this too. And I hope you've seen the witch's hat and that you were, hoping to see how you can afford it. No, don't spend the money. Don't spend the money on an item that you're going to have for a couple of years. Hey, listen, let's be honest. If I had the extra dough to spend it on that, I probably would, because that would be something I would bring out every single year for years and years to come. But it's not like I have that many parties or people coming over to my house, except for you guys. You're always welcome. Come on in. Let's have some tea and cookies and craft together. Yes, you guys are always welcome. But in the real world, I only have Jane who comes by. I wonder if Jane would like this. She might. And a few neighbors here and there. Now, here I am putting it all together. I was bending it in shape. I kept it bent in shape so it would be easier for me to align the 2 sides. And what I did was I put an extra piece of glue, as you can see, an extra piece of that plastic mat to hold in between the 2 sides. And then I'm going to clip it off. And then I'm going to add that black leading to that seam right there, so you won't be able to see the seam. And again, this is, once you get the hang of it, it's very, very easy. It just takes a little time, but so much fun. Now to put everything together, what I did was I cut out the center part of the brim and I made these little tabs, as you can see there. I hadn't painted the very inside of the brim simply because I knew I was going to use these tabs. And as you can see, the brim fits in perfectly into the hat. And I hope you notice, see how when you hold it upside down, like inside out or whatever, that the painted part is the other side. And this is the back side of it. Look how it looks just like glass because it's glossy. It doesn't have the paintbrush strokes. So I think in the future, that's what I'll do. I'll paint it from the reverse side. So all I'm doing is gluing down all of these tabs. I put the hat top into a vase so it would be easier for me to maneuver around and be able to attach the hat brim to the hat. Now I do add a little something at the very tippy top. I am going to add a little spider, But one of the things I forgot to film, I just realized I forgot to film how I made little crook at the top of the hat. So at the top of the hat, there will be a little critter hanging on, and there will be another one on the hat itself. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're inspired to create one yourself. Let's take another look. Thanks again for watching a Can't Sleep Creations collaborations, and for my friends Dawn of Shabby Meats Bling, Monica of Up All Night DIY, and Jody of Jody at Southern Seasons for co-hosting with me, as well as everyone else who joined our playlist. I hope you were very well inspired to work up all night. Thanks again for stopping by, and if you enjoyed this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the No, don't do that. Live the adventure. I'm sorry. It's late at night. We can't sleep anymore. Anyway, yes, please. Live the adventure and come back for more fun adventures here on my channel. Good night, everyone.